Hello everyone, welcome to Jets TV. Please comment, rate, subscribe guys, comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos as well, man. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my Week 12 picks, man. Week 12 is here. The NFL is here again yet this week, and I am excited to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. But whoa, wait a second, man. I almost forgot. Almost forgot again, guys. You guys always have to remind me. I made some picks for Week 11, all right? So I want to talk about my Week 11 recap first before I get into Week 12. So let's go ahead and get into my recap, guys. First game I covered for Week 11, Ravens at Packers. Took the Ravens in this football game. Got myself a W. Ravens beat the Packers 23-0, man. Shout out to Ravens fans. You guys got yourselves a win. I chose the Ravens as well, so I got myself a W. Next game I covered, Rams at Vikings. Took the Rams in this football game. Got myself a loss, man. Vikings beat the Rams 24-7. Case Keenum looked outstanding out there, man. He just throwing the football around, had pressure on him, made a lot of clutch throws, even with guys hitting him, guys in his face. He just was getting the ball out of his hands as soon as possible, man. You know, and that defense of the Vikings is stout as well. So shout out to the Vikings. You guys got yourselves a win. I chose the Rams, got myself a loss, okay? Last but not least, Jets on a bye. So I covered the Eagles at the Cowboys, man. Took the Eagles in this football game, got myself a W. Eagles beat the Cowboys 37-9. Eagles continue to look like a really hot team out there. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL. That offense is astounding, man. And the Cowboys continue to kind of flounder, especially offensively. They're really, really hurting, man. They've got to figure something out. And that defense has got to start putting something together, man. They've got to. So, again, I took the Eagles. Shout out to Eagles fans. You guys got yourselves a W. I took the Eagles as well. I got myself a W as well. So, now I want to move on, man. I'm ready to get into Week 12. Week 11, that's in the past. That is done, okay? Let's get into Week 12. I want to talk about my Week 12 picks. First game I want to cover for Week 12, Bills at Chiefs, man. Whew. Look, got a lot of Bills fans in my inbox. They want to talk. They're saying, listen, we got a lot of issues. What's going on with our quarterback position, Joe? What do you think is going on here? Look, I think it was a really bad decision to go to Peterman. That was awful. That was absolutely awful. That kid came out, he looked like complete trash. That's just a bad position to put that kid in. So it looks like they're going back to Tyrod this week. Tyrod's getting back Jordan Matthews. He's coming back from knee injury. Clay as well, the tight end, which is, you know, a big target for Tyrod as well. He's coming back from a knee injury as well. So you're going to have those two guys back in the lineup. You know, how well they will play, who knows? They may still be dealing with those knee injuries. But, hey, they're back in the lineup, so they're going to be out there. Kelvin Benjamin, still not out there. He's going to be out for this football game as well. That could hurt quite a bit, man, because this Chiefs front seven is going to get after it. Look, the Bills have to keep the pressure off of Tyrod. This is a guy that's being put back out there. Why he was benched in the first place, I didn't think he was rightfully benched anyway, but he's back out there for them now. They got to keep him upright. They got to keep this pass rush off his back, man, because let me tell you something. The Chiefs are coming out with a front seven that will get after you. If they're out there beating Tyrod up and bashing him around, the Bills are done, and they'll be done early. You go to the Chiefs side of the football, you look at their situation, and you're saying, look, the Chiefs are coming off of a bad loss. What's going on with this football team? Andy Reid, genius. Offensive genius. His concepts, his schemes, really nice. I just think at times the play calling just gets a little too cute. Just gets a little too fancy. I think if he simplifies things and really just, you know, runs a lot of stuff that just is easy stuff for his personnel to run, just get some momentum going, I think it'd be much better. I really think in the red zone often, they get way too cute, especially in the red zone. Way too cute, and they have such great personnel, you know, to take advantage of other things, really much simpler calls. I just don't understand why Andy, you know, really kind of does those things sometimes. You know, I want to see the ball get into the hand of Kareem Hunt. This is a guy that I feel like is kind of, you know, the beginning of the season, he was used great, and then it just kind of, you know, the usage and the way that he's been used within his offense kind of tailing off. He's being pulled off of the field on third down sometimes. I'm wondering why these things are happening. Let's go back to what they were doing in the beginning. Let's go back to what was working at the beginning of the season. I want to see Kareem Hunt yet again. Get the football in this kid's hands. Allow him to run wild out there. I think that opens everything up as well. Kelsey, he's going to find his place. Let's just make the game a bit easier for Alex Smith as well by establishing that running game, especially against this Bills defense, who honestly, since Marcel Darius has left, since they got rid of him, they've been struggling a little bit to stop the run. This is a defense that's having some issues right now. So, with all that said, man, I am taking the Chiefs to win this football game 23-3. I think the Chiefs kind of right the ship. They're coming off of a bad loss. I understand that. That just happens sometimes. that just happens sometimes. But I think they right the ship here, and I think they find a way. So again, I'm taking the Chiefs to beat the Bills 23-3. Next game I want to cover: Dolphins at Patriots. Man, whew. Yet another team struggling with this quarterback position right here. Dolphins come in. Jay Cutler still in the concussion protocol. He's been ruled out for tomorrow. So you're looking at Matt Moore starting here. We all know they got Kenny Stills, they got Jarvis Landry. But I'm more concerned about the Dolphins' defense in this football game. Matt Moore, we've seen him kind of perform and put some things together offensively. I think that's something they can deal with. This is a guy that I think is going to be all right for them offensively. I'm more worried about their defense coming in to play these Patriots because Sue, as of right now, is questionable. If he does not play, I am really worried about the Dolphins' pass rush. Look, you're going up against the Patriots. We all know you have got to get after Tom Brady. You've got to, dude. If you give him 30 minutes back there to throw the football, you're done. You're done, dude. If you can't get any pass rush on him, if you can't get him knocked down, if you can't sack him, if you can't have him running around out there, get him off his spot, make him move, if you cannot do those things, you will lose every single time, man. So this Dolphins defense has got to get after Tom Brady. They have got to make it a priority. I don't care if you got to send blitzes. I don't care what you got to do. You have got to get guys in his face, and you have got to get him moving around back there, man. You look at the Patriots side of the football. Tom Brady's dealing with some Achilles issues, that's kind of hampered him, held him out of practice as well. I'm wondering how healthy he actually is and how much that Achilles issue will affect him in this football game as well. My issue here with the Patriots, my one question for them this week is, can this offensive line keep Brady clean? Especially, again, he's dealing with that Achilles issue. If this Dolphins pass rush finds ways to get after him, especially with the Patriots having issues at center, because they do have an injury with their center position, if they got guys coming straight up the middle at Brady, he won't last very long in this football game. Because the Dolphins do have personnel that can bang you around if they get to you, man. They got Wake. They've got some guys that can get after you. So the Patriots have to give Brady a good, clean pocket. Because I do think in this game that he'll have favorable matchups, especially out there with Cooks. I think Cooks will absolutely get going in this football game if given the time, to be able to run his routes and get the ball to him. If Brady has a clean pocket back there, he'll get the ball to him in this football game. And they've got to get that connection, because that's a connection that I think is really going to help carry the Patriots going forward, especially into the playoffs and doing whatever they're going to do, however far they're going to make it. So, with all that said, man, I am taking the New England Patriots to win this football game, man, 24-13. I think they do just enough, and I think they take it away late. Again, I'm still a little bit worried about the offensive line of the Pats, but I think they'll put something together and keep the pocket relatively clean for Brady. So again, I am taking the Patriots to win this football game. Last but not least, guys, my favorite game, your favorite game, our favorite game, the Jets game, baby. Okay, Jets are back, went off that bye. It's time to play. Panthers at Jets, man. Listen, I'm not going to pull any punches here. I'm really not, guys. This is going to be a very tough game for the Jets. You look at the Panthers, they give us issues on both sides of the ball. I'll start, with our defense. You look at the Panthers, you got to match up with Cam Newton. This guy is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He can do it with his arm, and not just his arm, he can do it with his feet as well. This is a guy that we're going to have to figure out how to handle him defensively. Can you keep a spy on him? Not every single play, because if you do that, then how do you handle Greg Olsen, who's coming back from a foot injury? Lucky us. We get to play Greg Olsen fresh off of a foot injury. And they also have another tight end in Dickinson as well. They come out in these big sets. Demario Davis and Lee are going to have to match up with these guys. Or maybe Adams and May, at times it might be left alone, on these guys as well. I don't know if you can do that. So I don't think you keep a spy on Cam. I think you have to, our front four or our front three, they're going to have to find, some type of pass rush in this football game, whether it be from Coney Ely, whether it be, from Leonard Williams, or whether it be from Muhammad Wilkerson, who at this point is questionable. Hopefully he does play. I think he will. He's been questionable in a lot of weeks. We all know Wilkerson's, issues with injuries this week. He still may be nicked up, still dealing with some stuff. But he's usually played. So we need these guys up front to produce. Our defensive line has got to produce. They cannot let Cam get out of control. They cannot lose their lanes in this football game, because if they do, dude, he'll run for first downs and more. And let me tell you something. When he gets into your secondary, especially running, he's not some soft guy. Cam will run you over. He's a big dude, man. There's a lot of guys who try to tackle him, and he'll run right through them. He will run right through you. You don't tackle well. If you're just throwing your body at him and you're not wrapping, he will absolutely bust right out your tackle and keep on rolling. This is a guy that's about business out there. Big quarterback, big body, and when he's a runner, yeah, he will get the job done. All right. You also look at their running game as well. And this is the thing I think I fear the most. They have a very smash mouth style of running the football, and they have a lot of backs, that they can do it with as well. Stewart, solid back for them. McCaffrey's another guy that they can bring in. McCaffrey also gives you a threat coming out the backfield as well, catching the football. I'm worried about that as well. But they got guys like Fozzie Whitaker and Artis Payne out there. These are guys that come in and they just keep pounding you until they open up something. They just keep beating you up. They just keep punching you in the mouth. They're so physical up front as well. That offensive line, they don't give any way. They'll keep absolutely banging at the door until they break it down, man. And I'm worried about that. I'm very worried about that, because if they start beating us up front that way and start being able to run the football at us and just absolutely dominating us physically at the line of scrimmage, it's going to be absolute trouble, because our secondary, especially before the bye, we've had so many issues back there. Outside of Claiborne, who's played, very solidly for us out there, everything else has been, and our safeties, I think May and Adams, the young kids, they play decently, but that cornerback position, particularly, heavily penalized. They've been beat. Look no further than Buster Screen to see all the issues that we've had, cornerback wise. Offensively for us, facing their defense, man, this defensive line, I mean, with Johnson and all these other guys they got, and then you could bring Luke Kuechly as well off the edge. Our offensive line has got to play, outstanding. They've got to block. We've had so many issues there, especially at right tackle, whether it be Shell, whether it be Ajalana. These guys have got to get a hat on these guys that are going to be coming, these pass rushers that they have. They cannot let these guys get in the backfield and get after McCown, because this is the type of defense with this front seven that they have that could put McCown in the hospital. He could be in a stretcher before the end of this football game. Especially they've got such dominant, defensive tackles as well. Starr, I think, is one of the best defensive tackles in the league. He's a run stuffer. This line is going to have to play better than they've played, as of late. Winters is also a guy that's questionable too. If Winters doesn't play, this could get real bad. I don't know, who's backing him up. Maybe Dozier comes in for him. But our offensive line has got to play better. Matt Forte's dealing with the injury as well. Don't think he's going to play. If he doesn't, again, the ball's going to be handed to Bilal Power, Elijah McGuire. I want to see if either one of these guys can start making plays. We're going to have to establish some type of running game to really open things up here, because this defense is so stout and so solid. Look, honestly, the Jets have a tough task ahead of them. They really, really do. And I think that this game in itself is really going to test our football team to see where we are, because, again, we're a young team, we're rebuilding. But it's also going to test our coaching staff, too. I want to see what John Morton draws up for this football game, because you're going in with a defense that is one of the best in the NFL, and you cannot run that vanilla stuff that you've ran against a lot of these other teams. You cannot do that. They will sniff that out, and they will destroy you. What kind of game plan are you going to draw up to keep the Panthers' defense off balance? Are you going to throw in some trick plays? Are you going to throw in some stuff that's going to, just keep them guessing. You got to do something. If you come out and do the same stuff where you're running on first down every time, or just some of the things that we've seen in the past, you're done. You are done. Okay, they're not to be played with. So I think we'll be tested this week. I think it's going to be a tough game for us. I think we're going to be extremely physical, and we're going to see where we're at, man. But with all that said, man, I'm sorry, but I'm going to take the Panthers to win this football game. But I know a lot of people are saying we're going to get blown out. I don't think that. I think the Jets are going to fight tough. I really do. But I just think we're outmanned as far as talent. I think they're just a much more talented football team than we are at this point in time. And I think we keep it close. I really do. I have the Panthers beating the Jets 20-10. 20-10. That's what I'm calling it there, right? Again, I don't think we get blown out at all. I think we fight and we fight hard. But just down the stretch, they just make plays because they're so talented in certain spots. They're just able to make plays and score off of those things. So, again, I am taking the Panthers to beat the Jets 20-10, man. So, comment down below, guys. Let me know what you guys think, man. If I didn't cover your teams, let me know, what your thoughts about the matchup that you have this week. If I did cover your team, again, let me know, what are your thoughts about the team that you're going to be facing, man, because there's a lot of tough matchups this week. So, again, guys, comment, subscribe, like the videos. Enjoy the time with your families, man. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Enjoy yourself, eat pizza, drink some soda, drink some juice, and just kick back and have a good day watching football. So you guys have a great one. Peace.